The first pro with this 2025 Volvo V90 wagon, it's got to be the looks. I think that this is so elegant, and surprisingly, it does get some attention out on the road from the people who know and even from the people who don't know, because the wagon is just so rare, right? You don't really see these often, and in person, this does have that elongated, sleek appearance that sets it apart from generic SUV. But comment below, let me know your thoughts regarding the looks of this wagon. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the next pro regarding this wagon, which is going to be the overall driving demeanor out on the road. We have here the B6 powertrain producing 295 horsepower and 310 pounds-feet of torque, does 0 to 60 in about 6.1 seconds, and this vehicle feels effortless at all times. The engine is always smooth. It never makes an obnoxious sound when I am accelerating, so that's a great thing. Also, the handling and the high-speed stability, that is top tier with this. I was flying down the highway and this vehicle felt great. The stability was phenomenal. Taking your everyday left-hand, right-hand turns rather aggressively is not an issue here. This vehicle, it never peels out or squeals its tires, so that's good. We even have massive 21-inch wheels with the optional air suspension in the back, and the ride is still rather supple, and you can still get 20-inch wheels even with the Ultra trim level, and with the entry-level Plus model, you can also get 19-inch wheels. Although if you want that optional air suspension in the back, you do have to get the Ultra trim levels. This model also has double pane glass being used on the front and the rear side windows. Overall, I would say that this is a rather quiet vehicle. You do get some subtle tire noise / road noise. Most of that could be fixed just by swapping out these tires. Overall, I find this to be a refined yet connected driving experience. So overall, the drive is going to encompass multiple pros. But a subtle con that I've noticed driving this vehicle, it's going to be the visibility, especially with these side mirrors. I've noticed that they're rather large, and it can pose as a bit of a blind spot, especially when you're taking your everyday left-hand, right-hand turns at a subtle incline. You'll notice that these side mirrors, they kind of block your vision a bit. Next, I would say that the overall interior space is a pro. I like the materials and the overall design aesthetic. Volvo designers did a great job here. The leather, the wood panels, the metal work for the Bowers & Wilkins audio system, all of that looks phenomenal. We have really comfortable Nappa leather seats with this top-of-the-line Ultra model. They're comfortable, and they also provide us with a massaging function, which is not super aggressive, but I still like it because it provides some movement in your back to keep you less fatigued during long trips. I'm 5'11". I can easily get in and out of this wagon, and I have plenty of space to sit behind myself in the rear, where I have manual sunshades, heated seats in the back, and my own climate control, and the seats continue to be rather comfortable back there. The trunk is massive, considering that this is the larger V90, and we even have a spare tire with this wagon as well, which is great. But I will mention, as large and as practical as this vehicle might be, the Mercedes E-Class and even the Subaru Outback offer a bit more cargo capacity than this V90 station wagon. Cons with this interior space, it's primarily going to be with the technology, both with the digital gauge cluster and with this vertical 9-inch infotainment. This is technically the quote-unquote previous generation tech from Volvo, and it does take some getting used to. They of course cram all of your HVAC into the screen. The menu system, it's not really the best. And we do have here Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's wired. And we don't have like a wireless charging pad or anything. You're really just gonna have to keep your phone inside of the center armrest here. And the digital gauge cluster, not the most practical thing to use. But some other pros I wanna mention regarding this interior space, it's gonna be with this Orifice or Orifice crystal. I do like that. And I have to say, all of the heated and cooled seat functions, that works really well. Same thing with the heated steering wheel. I do appreciate that. Now, the next few things I'm going to mention, they're not really pros or cons. It's really just my personal neutral take on these things, but it's going to be with the Bowers & Wilkins audio system. I know a lot of people praise this audio system, but I got to say it's only marginally better than the already very excellent Harman Kardon audio that Volvo has to offer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is a bad audio system, I just don't think that it's necessary. It costs about $3,200. You can only get this as an option with the Ultra trim level. I would probably lump this audio together with things like the Mark Levinson from Lexus, the Bang & Olufsen from Audi, which again, that's not a bad group of audio systems to be bundled together with, but I'm just saying it's not quite the top tier audio experience that I've gotten from other products like, like the Mercedes Burmester, things of that nature. But very good nonetheless, and it does look amazing as well with these metal speaker grills. I would say the rear air suspension, I mean, that's also only available with the Ultra trim level. I don't think that's super necessary either. It costs about $1,200. I mean, if you know that you're going to be loading this up all the time with a lot of cargo and with a lot of people, then it might be something to consider at that point, because it will auto level and maintain its ride height in the rear. I would also say fuel economy is okay, nothing amazing, but pretty good for what this is. I mean, it's like 22 city, 29 highway, and that seems to be rather accurate. One subtle con would be the fuel tank capacity, which is 15.9 gallons. I wish it was a bit larger at 18.5, something like that, but oh well, not a big deal. I gotta say, the final big pro with this V90, it's going to be the pricing and the overall value that it has to offer. The starting price of the Plus trim level V90, it's going to be about $60,000, and this top of the line Ultra, it's about $73,000. And a well-equipped Mercedes wagon, when I built one on their website, it was around $88,000. So Volvo is offering tremendous value in the premium wagon segment. And they offer two wagons. They offer the V60 if you don't quite need all of the space that the V90 has to offer, so that's good, and that can be had for even less money. And in the description box below, I have a video where I talk about all of the nuanced changes and differences between the V60 wagon and the V90, along with all of the 2025 updates. And I also share with my audience how they can save a considerable amount of money on new Volvo vehicles through AutoCompanion. And I also share AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator as well. I can also have those resources linked in the description box below. But check out that video, and hopefully you found value with this content. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care, and goodbye.